folks are filing in, make sure you're making friends, get close, leave seats near the aisle for people who are coming in. We're starting to fill up, obviously. So just, again, make sure if you have a group, if there's one seat in between you, like a movie theater, right, just kind of move closer. Thank you. We're going to have, I think, a packed house today.
3's rolling.
That way it has your name.
Everyone, please find your space and stand for the class of 2023.
Good morning. Oh, I'm going to try that one more time. Good morning. Much better. It is a happy, joyous morning today. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 63rd commencement exercises of the Woodside Priory School. Please remain standing for the invocation. The prayer will be pronounced by the Director of Campus Ministry, Mr. Kyle Lyric.
When my wife and I got to the altar on the day of our wedding, the presider asked us to take a moment of silence to look out into the eyes of all those who were gathered to celebrate, support, and love us on that day. So, similar to what Mr. Dorff did last night, I'm going to ask the graduates to do that now. Look out and make eye contact with the members of a community who see you, who know you, who love you. We believe in a God who is love. So as we encounter love here today, we are encountering God. St. Benedict, the person in which Priory lives out our mission in our spirit, wrote a little rule 1,500 years ago about how to live our lives as a community. And in chapter 67, he said this: members of the monastery who are sent on a journey will ask the abbot and the community to pray for them. And so as this group of our community prepares to go out on their journey of life, let's pray. So let's all take a moment now to close our eyes, to quiet our minds, to open our hearts. Take a deep breath in and consider something or someone for which you are grateful right now. Hold that breath and that gratitude for a moment as you breathe in, and then exhale, sharing the gratitude with our world. God of all that is magnificent, we stand before you and the you we encounter in each other today with light in our eyes, wonder in our minds, and gratitude in our hearts. Send your binding spirit of love through this community as we witness our children, our students, our friends, and our future stepping boldly out into a world that will be made better because they are a part of it. We do all of this today and every day in the name of love. Amen. St. Benedict and St. Scholastica, pray for us.
Please be seated. If you are standing, I believe there's some open seats around. Please find one, get comfortable. It is my pleasure to call upon Mr. Patrick Ruff to deliver the head of school's welcome.
Good morning, and thank you for celebrating here with us. I'd like to first welcome our Board of Trustees, the monastic community, our honored guests, members of our faculty and staff, parents, family, friends, and of course, the class of 2023 to the 63rd commencement exercises. Now, as we begin, I want to, in a very special way, acknowledge the support that has helped our soon-to-be graduates along the way. So to all the family and friends with us today, and to those who could not be here in person and are streaming the ceremony or simply just thinking of the graduates as they celebrate this moment, we say thank you. Thank you for the encouragement you have offered, for the sacrifices you have made, and for the love you have showed to these extraordinary people. We are grateful for all that you have done and very much appreciate the impact that you have made on Priory. Now, I also want to offer my gratitude to our faculty and staff for their exceptional efforts in making this year, but all the years that our soon-to-be graduates have been in Priory here. Over those years, specifically the last 4, they've adapted, they've adjusted, and they've shifted. They taught in person, they taught online, and they taught hybrid. They taught even classes at night to accommodate our students from other countries. Their efforts were heroic, and we've all benefited from their dedication and generosity. So please take a minute and join me in thanking them for their extraordinary work this year. But today we're really here to honor the class of 2023. Now, I only have a few minutes left with you, so I want you to really listen. This is important. Every commencement marks a change. We gather to close the school year, and yet we recognize a new beginning. There are conflicting things. Mr. Dorff talked about conflicting emotions last night, and Father Martin made a reference to the same thing in his homily at Mass. It's a paradox. We celebrate and we bid farewell. You leave the familiar and you're invited to something new. New roles, new responsibilities, new relationships. Next year, you will no longer see these same friends every day. You will not have the same structure or routine. You will not hurry to class from the senior parking lot, although I don't think you hurried much in that second semester. You will not linger in the dining hall after breakfast, and a bell will no longer call you to chapel on Thursday mornings. Your relationship with Priory will change, but it will not end. There will be an end to your physical presence here on Portola Road, but certainly not an absence. Priory and our values will continue to work in you and through you. And just as Priory will always be part of you, you will continue to impact Priory, because the experiences you have shared in this community will impact the choices you will make for the next 60 years. The relationship will change. It does not end. Today is about mission, the mission that's entrusted to you. It's not about leaving. It's not about absence. It's about engagement. Rather than signifying an end, this is the beginning. A commencement, a call to action, and a promise of empowerment through the values and experiences that you have soaked up in this community. So welcome to this new beginning. And friends, welcome to the commencement exercises for the class of 2023.
Thank you, Mr. Ruff. Now we get to share some awards with some of our graduates. We'll begin with the valedictorian. The honor of valedictorian is awarded to one outstanding member of the graduating class. This year's recipient is a beyond exceptional student, a sensational human being, an epitome of excellence in all its forms at Woodside Priory. He has an easygoing manner and understated sophistication that make him a very influential leader in our community. This year's valedictorian will always choose the righteous path forward and has an inner drive to pursue excellence in all his pursuits. Instructors across all disciplines praise him for being a quick learner that has advanced comprehension of abstract ideas. In class discussions, he is a patient and observant presence. He paces himself, contributes meaningful insights, and eloquently articulates personal reflection that is deeply ruminative. He is also a logical or analytical problem solver that devises creative programming implementations. As team captain, he led the varsity basketball team to CCS and league championships, and as a senior class representative, he helped increase the Priory pride at athletic events and class events. I am honored to announce our class of 2023 valedictorian, Olatayo Shobomehin. Each year, a member of the graduating class is selected to deliver an address at the commencement exercises. Our student speaker this morning is someone who is deeply admired by our school community as an impressive critical thinker, writer, and public speaker. With an intrinsic love of learning, she has a brilliant sense of humor and always finds a way to make learning new material interesting and entertaining. Teachers can always count on her to be a strong voice in class discussions by offering sensible and well-structured arguments. She has courageously shared her gifts with our community through her chapel talks, participation in Priory performing art productions, and various chapel performances. We are extremely grateful for her leadership as a class representative and ASB Social Justice Commissioner, and especially love seeing her rock out on stage in Rock Band Club. As one of her teachers beautifully put it, she listens with the ear of her heart, but also possesses a tremendous heart for the world around her. I am proud to introduce our 2023 graduation speaker, Freya Allen.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the culmination of our time at Priory. Let me get straight to the point. I'm the type of person who has a challenging time with reflection. I tend to avoid dwelling on mistakes, embarrassing memories, or anything that comes with discomfort. Yet it's impossible, on a day oriented towards the future, not to look back at the past. The time I spent here was invaluable, and I know this is the case for each one of you here right now. So today, I wanted to take this time to invite you, the graduating class, into a thought exercise. Think back to freshman year. Try to remember the person you were. Not the friends you made, not the classes you took, but the idiosyncrasies, the little things. For example, I used to format my documents in a very specific way. I used to run down the hill from physics, and I used to have a very precise exact Roberts order. I want you to recreate your freshman self in your mind. How did you handle your workload? How did you cope with bad grades? How did you tackle social environments? How did you spend your breaks? How were your advisories? I think a lot of us get trapped in expectations, standards, and perfectionism. But we've all faced failure and challenges and mistakes. So many mistakes. Yet, Priory's been there for us, grounding us in its Benedictine values, hospitality, individuality, integrity, community, and spirituality. My freshman self considered them to be something more or less arbitrary, religious, and somewhat lofty, but as I've spent time in this school, the Benedictine values have gradually become more and more real. Okay, back to the freshman self I got you to think about. Were they annoying? Were they deeply flawed? Loud? Awkward? Audacious? Ignorant? Scared? I think about the person I used to be, and sometimes I am astounded by the fact that I made friends. Priory was hospitable. Priory welcomed all of us, no matter how silly we might have been, and gave us a place where we felt like we could belong. That is amazing. We had a community that was open, accepting, and nurturing. My freshman self was lucky to be here. Okay, sophomore year. What did you learn about yourself? Did you feel more prepared for the school year? Did you feel more confident around your friends? Were you able to adapt to an increasing workload? Did you start worrying about college? When I reflect on my sophomore year, just kidding. I don't do that. I think sophomore year was a blur for most of us because school was online, but I personally have one memory that has corrupted my recollection of the entire year. A performance I did at sophomore retreat. I was really, really nervous, and that fear resulted in me doing poorly, but it's okay. It was my first time doing a solo performance, and I have never felt that degree in any of my performances since. I pin this memory as a catalyst for my confidence as a musician. I don't know if you have memories like that in your sophomore year, moments where you may have felt scared or ashamed, but if you are like me and you choose not to reflect on them, I want to invite you to change that. Memories like these are worth contemplating, even if there are feelings of embarrassment associated with them. Something I take for granted was that performance opportunity. Priory has fostered my individuality from the start. Almost all of my passions I picked up here. I started learning guitar here. I started theater here. I started MUN here. The opportunity to build a skill and show it off to your peers is a valuable one, and something I tend to take for granted. I want you to take a moment to think about when that has been the case for you. Was there a sports team, an instrument, an art medium, or another skill that you picked up here? I'm willing to bet that we all have a case where Priory's given us a safe space to be ourselves and built us up to something, even if that something isn't fully developed quite yet. Junior year was stressful for a lot of us. A lot of us took our first AP classes. A lot of us looked into leadership opportunities. All of us started the college application process. How did you handle more difficult academics? How did you cope with more intense commitments? How did you navigate that sometimes overwhelming stress and anxiety that came with all of these things? Who helped you? Did you let them? I faced the majority of my academic shortcomings that year because classes were getting harder, so I had to get better at dealing with them. I invested more of myself in what I loved, and I leaned harder on the people who cared about me. The junior retreat was about integrity, and I can't think of a more fitting word to describe that year. Yes, things were difficult, but they were also exciting and interesting. Within these challenges, this environment, we all became more of ourselves. That's integrity. Whenever I was feeling overwhelmed that year, I would go to the chapel. I was learning to play piano, but spending time there was more than that. We always hear about how the chapel is a sacred space, but it's true. It really is a sacred space. The essence of Priory is concentrated within it. Walking in there feels like a deep breath. an inhale of all that is good about this school and my life, and an exhale of all my problems and worries. I define spirituality as that feeling of reconnecting to what matters and dwelling on something larger than myself. Did you have a sacred space for that? Or a sacred friendship or connection that you treasured? Perhaps a routine that you partook in? And now, we find ourselves here, the end of our senior year. We've overcome all the classic senior struggles, the college application process, AP tests, senior project. At this point, we are seasoned in all activities and extracurriculars we've participated in. Most of all, we have a stronger sense of confidence, of establishment in our community. One that I know I'll miss. So to wrap up this thought exercise, I want you to take those versions of yourself, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, and hold their profiles next to each other in your mind. Look at the similarities. Look at the differences. Trace the growth. And yet, it isn't over. We've all changed and developed so much these past few years, and we will continue to. Not just in college, but throughout the rest of our lives. There will always be points where we can look back at ourselves and notice the tremendous progress we've made as people. Sometimes that examination is awkward, but I promise it's always worthwhile. Thank you.
I don't know about you, but she got me thinking about my freshman year, and that was a long time ago. Thank you, Freya. We'll get to do a couple more awards. The next one is the class salutatorian. After consultation with the faculty, the head of school bestows the honor of salutatorian upon a member of the graduating class who has been at the Priory for at least 2 years, has earned the second highest GPA, and has made significant academic, athletic, artistic, social, and/or personal contributions to the school community. This year's salutatorian is an outstanding individual who has pushed the limits of what can be achieved in high school. She always strives to do her best as an individual and community member, and in doing so, has made a positive impact on our school at large. She is a student who cares deeply about education. While she is capable of understanding and critically evaluating difficult material with breathtaking ease, she is an empathetic classmate and caring friend who makes every effort to improve the quality of the collective learning experience. In her time at Priory, she has developed the work ethic, persistence, and sense of responsibility that will make her a tremendous asset to her college community and in the world in the years to come. She is an impressive student athlete and an advocate for equity and justice. I am pleased to present this award to Alessandra Dawson. It is my pleasure to call upon Mr. Ruff to introduce our commencement speaker.
It's now my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Deborah Cullinan. Ms. Cullinan is one of the nation's leading thinkers on the pivotal role artists and the arts can play in shaping our social and political landscape. And she has spent years mobilizing communities through arts and culture. Now, you know the arts are an important part of the Priory experience and engage students in learning by encouraging self-exploration, creativity, and empathy. The arts require critical thinking, communication, and collaboration, all skills which contribute to health, happiness, meaning, and balance, the cornerstones of a Priory education. Ms. Cullinan is Stanford University's first full-time vice president for the arts. Previously, she was the CEO of Yerba Buena Center for the Arts in San Francisco, and prior to that, she was the executive director of San Francisco's Intersection for the Arts. Ms. Cullinan was also the inaugural national field leader in residence at Arizona State University's National Accelerator for Cultural Innovation and a former innovator in residence at the Kauffman Foundation. She's a big deal. Her passion for using art and creativity to shift culture continues to transform Stanford, the Bay Area, and our world. And so I'm thrilled to introduce Ms. Deborah Cullinan.
Thank you. I am so honored to be here to celebrate this important life moment with all of you. First, and most importantly, I want to say congratulations to the class of 2023, to you, the students, to your families and your friends. No matter your path here, each one of you has accomplished so much to get to this day. Congratulations. So when I studied up a bit on graduation speeches, I learned that few people remember what was said. Most people remember what was felt. And lots of people think of the graduation speech as the thing between now and your diplomas. So my first goal is to be expedient and to ensure that you are neither drowsy nor very, very bored. You are embarking on the next leg of a breathtaking, sometimes daunting, and often exhilarating journey in our great, complex, and ever-changing world. Indeed, change is a constant. When I graduated high school, not to date myself, the internet wasn't a thing. We had to wait for the next episode of Family Ties to come on our television set, okay? I think the school newspaper was, in fact, social media. And it would be years before I would have my own, very own flip phone. The idea that ChatGPT could have been tapped to write these remarks, by the way, I didn't, that would have been only in my wildest imagination. And that's what I want to talk about today, wild creativity and imagination. Now, I know, because you're here, that many of you are accomplished artists, musicians, performers, poets, and dancers. I know also that all of you have engaged in and participated in the arts in your time here. But I want to talk about your imaginative and creative lives. In these momentous, challenging, and fast-moving times, it can be really hard to simultaneously understand the past where we have been, be in the presence, right here, right now, all together, and also imagine a future for yourselves, your families, and your communities that is equitable, just, and vibrant. Indeed, if we cannot understand where we've been, stand in our present moment, and see a future for ourselves that is vibrant, it can be hard to grasp, much less to build. So in my mind, it is our unique ability to imagine that future that is essential. That imagination is our unique human superpower, and each of us can find it, tap it, and deploy it in our own unique ways. A superpower like this that can help us get unstuck, that will, in fact, fuel great leaps forward, and that can be transformational. Today, in my time and a career in the arts, I have never experienced the understanding that we have now that human creativity is essential to our future, to all of us realizing our full potential in this world. Study after study, there is mounting evidence that art, creativity, and imagination fuel our collective spirit, cultivate social cohesion and belonging, connect us to ourselves, to one another, and to our planet. We know that art and creativity fuel well-being. Forgive me. There's a book right now that's out. It's a bestseller, which tells you a little bit about what the world is looking for today. It's called Your Brain on Art. In that book, there is a simple fact that I think all of us need to be reminded of. Just 15 or 20 minutes of creativity a day will help you to live longer and healthier lives. Think about it, just 15 minutes. And I want to emphasize, it doesn't matter what you do. You can sing in the shower, you can draw on the back of a napkin, you can dance in your room. It doesn't matter what you do. And even more importantly, it doesn't matter if you're good at it. What matters is that you tap your own creativity, that you realize that power whenever you can. And if you do, you can do anything you want. So I want to just emphasize that ChatGPT did not write these remarks. And in fact, it was my great honor to be able to think about all of you as I thought about what to say. I wish for all of you not only successful education and career paths, but also wildly imaginative and creative lives. Thank you.
So how many of you are going to be going dancing after this? Yes. Singing? Maybe we'll end our ceremony by singing. We have some incredible singers in this crowd, I know that. Our next award is the Dean of Students Award. The Dean of Students Award, which was established to recognize the member of the graduating class who has consistently demonstrated an exceptionally high degree of service and leadership to the Priory community. This year's recipient has made Priory a better place than he found it. His dynamic energy, unwavering positive attitude, and sheer grit are a game changer for our community. Co-student body president and dorm prefect, he embodies Priory's values of individuality, hospitality, community, and integrity. Whether he's rapping at school-wide assembly events, leading tug-of-war at field day, or jumping up and down as the volleyball team's most enthusiastic cheerleader, he exudes enthusiasm, charisma, and kindness. I don't think anyone who was in the chapel when Ishin and Kai made their entrance to announce the winter formal theme will forget the flair and excitement that he brings into all of our lives. An exceptional community member, student, and human, this year's Dean of Students Award recipient, Ishin Enta, will undoubtedly be a force of goodness on his college campus next year. We can't wait to hear about all you accomplish, Ishin. We're excited to hear everything about you. Let's give it up for Ishin. I'm getting a little emotional, and the names are not even called yet. What is this? The Academic Award. The Academic Award is determined by the academic dean after consultation with the faculty and is awarded to a member of the graduating class who has manifested a joy of learning and demonstrated academic excellence. This year's recipient came to Priory as a junior and quickly became an essential member of her school and dorm community. She handles the demands of rigorous coursework with impressive ease and control. When her peers appear stressed with the demands of school, she is a supportive source of calm and will always take the time to help others with their work. She is a true natural sciences scholar with research experience in technology, medicine, and engineering. It is incredible that she was elected by residential faculty to be a dorm prefect this year, having only spent a year in the boarding community. As one of her teachers said, she is the kind of kid that forms the bedrock of any inclusive classroom community. Finally, she is a student that will raise the bar in whatever she chooses to do and push others along the way. Congratulations, Morgan Kim, the recipient of the Academic Dean. The St. Elizabeth Award was established to recognize the member of the graduating class who has consistently shown extraordinary commitment to service in our local and global community. This year's recipient is known for her ability to create spaces that serve others. An academic powerhouse and changemaker, her path through high school has been shaped by her gentle nature and enthusiasm for learning, both of which have pushed her academic and extracurricular distinction to ever-increasing heights. In all she does, this year's recipient is personable, kind, and respectful to those around her. Collaborative and amiable, she emerged as a leader in this Priory community with a keen eye for identifying issues of equity and inclusion and tactfully addressing them. From creating new events and initiatives as the co-leader of PAPIA to designing accessible coding lessons for students at her local recreation center, she has a knack for identifying real-world problems and courageously designing solutions for them. The Priory community has been deeply enhanced by her commitment to making our school and the world a better place. We are proud to present this award to Clarissa Shea. Now, the Head of School Award. The Head of School Award is awarded to an exceptional member of the senior class. This award was established to recognize a member of the graduating class who has consistently made significant contributions to the school community. This award is presented upon the recommendation of the faculty and selected by the head of school. This year's recipient is well known to our community. I had the privilege of having him as one of my advisees. He is one of the most humble, gentle, and graceful members of this year's graduating class, bringing a calm and centering presence to his interactions with both peers and faculty alike. A constant leader at class retreats, ASB, and someone that even our middle schoolers look up to, including my own daughter. When I asked her, "Who do you want to be like when you're at the upper school?" she said, I won't tell you the name yet, "I want to be like him." He could be relied upon to consistently greet the entire school at community events every week during chapel announcements, shepherding our school through important moments and events. An unmistakable and irreplaceable member of our campus community, whether he is on campus, whether down on the soccer field or in his theology class, or simply during passing times in Schilling Square, you know that the people around him feel heard, seen, and integrated into the higher mission of our school. He is an adventurous soul, and we look forward to wishing Kai Castle the best on his journey across the country and beyond. The St. Benedict Award is the most prestigious award given at the Priory. It is presented to a member of the graduating class who, in the opinion of the senior class and the faculty, best personifies the ideals presented in the rules of St. Benedict. These ideals can be summarized as self-respect, respect for others, and respect and appreciation of one's environment as evidenced by modeling the 5 Benedictine values of spirituality, hospitality, integrity, individuality, and community. This year's recipient embodies the true spirit of this award. She is intelligent, hardworking, empathetic, traits that have guided her throughout her time at Priory. She values service to others and works hard to give back to her communities, exuding the Benedictine value of hospitality. As a tutor, volunteer, club member, and student government representative, she serves as a compassionate participant, savvy event organizer, and a humble leader. She consistently uses her gifts and talents to make a meaningful difference in every community which she is a part of. She approaches all that she does with unwavering resolve and integrity, and we are confident that she will continue to make a positive impact both locally and globally. I am pleased to present this year's Benedictine Award to Leila Rivera. Seniors, it's the time we've all been waiting for. Would this first row of graduates please rise? Mr. Ruff, as the head of upper school, it is my pleasure to present to you the candidates of the class of 2023. Who have completed the course of study prescribed for graduation and thus earned the right to a Woodside Priory diploma. Make sure you're loud, okay? This is the big moment you've all been waiting for. Martín Acamine Álvarez. Freya Allen. Ava Amari. Ashlyn Ray Bernard. Elizabeth John Barton. Heather Isabel Bazuki. Ria Behel. Shamira Bidet. Juliana Kimberly Byrne. Cole Carney Blevins. Thomas Finnegan Burke. Cameron Khalil Brown. Ryan Kell Crawlsmith. Kai Robert Castle. Nev Leah Chednock. Lexi Kai Chen. Eric Junjung Choi. Adam Collins. Isaiah Tunji Dean. Maren Caroline Dim. Milan Del Buno. Miles Joseph Dobrinsky. Alessandra Sophia Edwards Dawson. Valeria Duriak. Natalia Nilufar Ibaid. Ishin Enta. Clara Jacqueline Fang. Haven Gail Valencia Garcia. Bruce Alexander Gaynor Long. Oliver Gaynor Long. James William Heron. Sophia Elise Hoffman. Chloe Lilang Huffman. Lauren Mesa Hurley. Martin Matthew Kaysen. Alex Quadra. Lara Pandey Kashav. Morgan M. Kim. Ami Margaret Kobayashi. Thomas Douglas Leong. Alexis Ann Levin. Zhu Quen Liao. Roy Liu. Andrew Vincent Lopez. Sophia Angela May Lucas. Noah Maravilla. Quentin Oliver Mesa. Leah Nicole Nelson. Olama Abanda Wilford Rostan. Levante Pavolgi. Ronan Park. Mohammed Rehan Parwani. Varesh Chandra Pati. Dhruv Raman. Jing Jung Ren. Leila Rivera. Natalie Ruiz. Walker Carlton Rust. Roshni Sangani. Sydney Ann Scott. Matthew Channing Shang. Clarissa Mira Shea. Clint Thomas Smith.
I know a boy named Tayo.
Olotayo Shabomahin. William Grant Strickland. Evan Daniel Stroman. Stephanie Lisette Suchite. Claire Marie Savari. Caroline Grace Tamer. Jenna Victoria Thomas. Evan Roy Vagelos. Evan Wise. Maximus Bruce Yonahiro. Danny Eustra. Yu Fei Young. Will the class of 2023 please stand? You may now move your tassels from right to left. I proudly present to you the Priory School graduates of the class of 2023. Please be seated. We are almost done, not quite yet. That was beautiful, though. Congratulations, graduates. Before I ask Father Martin to come up for the benediction, I want to show my gratitude and appreciation to those that made today possible. Let me start by thanking the faculty and staff, the school leadership, hold your applause, there's a long list. The school leadership or support staff, the college counseling department, Joel Perez and the TQM crew, our kitchen staff, our tech department, Mr. Roth. A very special thank you to Stephanie Cruz, Trevor Irizarry, Corinne Myers, Summer and Christelle for all the behind the scenes work and for their collaboration as we plan to date for each of you. Right. A huge recognition to our senior class parents who have been working tirelessly to prepare, I'm all nervous now, to prepare special culminating events for our graduates. To our campus ministry team, who a week ago prepared a series of rituals for our graduates to experience as they begin closure in this chapter of their lives through their last senior retreat at Priory. To everyone who was involved in ensuring a beautiful baccalaureate mass and dinner last night. And now to the class of 2023. Join me in recognizing Corinne, your senior class moderator, and the senior advisors for their love and support of each of you. It really does take an entire community for something so special to happen. But none of this is possible without your parents, guardians, mentors, tutors, and family members who are here today to show their love and support. They need to be celebrated as well. So let me stop for a moment to thank them. Graduates, let's give it up for your support systems. Let's show them the love they deserve, because without them, we wouldn't be here to celebrate you. And now, it wouldn't be a graduation without me sharing my own words of love, and not necessarily wisdom, but just a little short message for each of you, or for all of you. This school year came and went. These past 2 years, yes, only 2 years that I have been here at Priory, I've learned so much from each of you. Priory is not only my place of work, but it has become my home. A home where my husband and my 2 children, Valeria and Gerardo, whose lives you have already impacted, and little did you know, but they do want to be just like you. Each of you has shared with me what is most important and beautiful about our community. I've seen you show up for each other socially, emotionally. I've seen those tears. And academically, I've seen you helping each other in the classroom, outside of the classroom, and it is so impactful to see that. I've witnessed you come together to demand that we are better as a school and as a community. I've seen you demonstrate your pride and Panther spirit. You are leaving a legacy behind for the rest of us to learn from. You have lived our Benedictine values in and outside of the classroom, and now you get to take them and share them with the world. Now, this will not be easy. You will be challenged, tempted, and at times discouraged. You have been living in this beautiful bubble, protected by so much goodness and love. But I am confident that each of you has what it takes. When you are down, always remember what we say here at Priory. Always, we begin again. As you leave Priory and start college, or whatever you have chosen to do next, know that you have this unique opportunity to be whoever you want to be. So be you. Did you hear that? Be you. Don't waste any time. Think back to the reflection that Freya invited you to participate in today. Who were you when you arrived at Priory? Who are you now? But most importantly, who are you set to become? You hear us say often, the world is in need of your gifts, your talents. But I wonder, what do you need in order to be the best version of whom you are meant to be, in order to share those gifts and talents with the world? Don't be afraid to be unapologetically you. Life is beautiful. That is meant to be lived. So don't forget to live. For every challenge is an opportunity to be better. Life is about perspective. Don't lose sight of what truly matters. Be humble, but also be open to growth. Listen with the ear of your heart, but truly listen. Overall, Know that your new communities are so lucky to have you. Very, very lucky to have you. And never, ever forget that your Priory community is proud of you. We will be your forever home away from home. I am sad to see you go, and yet so excited for what's next for you. You have truly impacted my life. Thank you. Just a little note, at the conclusion of the ceremony, you are invited to a small reception. There's fruit and cookies and water for those of you that need it, to my right, so please stop by. Now, please stand for the benediction, which will be pronounced by Father Martin.
Let us pray. Gracious and loving God, we ask your blessings upon the class of 2023 and upon all those who have supported them during their high school journey. May these graduates be blessed with the wisdom and courage to carry on the Benedictine values of community, individuality, hospitality, integrity, and spirituality to a world sorely in need of their gifts. May they find joy in helping others, especially those who are needy, and may the bonds of love and friendship forged in this place grow stronger as the years go on. Let them always be aware that you are their companion throughout their lives. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Saint Benedict.